Demi Lovato's story is not just about fame, talent, and the spotlight. It is a profound journey of survival, resilience, transformation, and redemption. Born on August 20th, 1992, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Demetria Devon Lovato entered the world with a future few could predict. Raised in Dallas, Texas, by her mother Diana de la Garza, a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader and country music recording artist, Demi was exposed to the world of performance from a very early age. Her father, Patrick Lovato, was of Mexican descent, while her mother has Irish ancestry, though her parents divorced in 1994. When Demi was just 2 years old, the impact of that separation would ripple through her life for decades. From early on, Demi's talent was undeniable. She began playing piano at age 7, picked up the guitar by 10, and trained in singing and dancing. Her big break came in 2002, when she was cast on the children's television series Barney and Friends, alongside future pop star Selena Gomez. Though the show was lighthearted, the entertainment industry quickly revealed its darker sides. Even in childhood, Demi felt the pressure of appearance and perfection, which planted early seeds of insecurity and disordered eating. By 2007, Demi was gaining traction as a rising Disney Channel star. Her breakout role came in 2008 when she played Mitchie Torres in the hit Disney Channel movie Camp Rock, alongside the Jonas Brothers. The movie's success launched her into stardom and led to her debut album Don't Forget later that year. The album debuted at #2 on the Billboard 200 and showed her vocal strength and rock-infused pop sound. But with fame came intense scrutiny, and Demi began facing mounting pressure behind the scenes. In 2009, she starred in her own Disney series Sunny with a Chance, becoming a household name among teens. That same year, she released her second album, Here We Go Again, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. She was only 17, but as her career soared, her mental health deteriorated. Demi struggled with body image, depression, and self-harm, issues she later attributed to being bullied in school and the unrealistic standards of Hollywood. At the height of her fame, she was fighting private battles few could imagine. In 2010, after an altercation with a backup dancer during a tour with the Jonas Brothers, Demi entered a rehabilitation center to seek treatment for emotional and physical issues. It was during this time that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. The revelation was both shocking and liberating. Demi chose transparency over silence and began speaking publicly about her struggles with mental illness, self-harm, and addiction. Her courage to be open about these deeply personal issues would later redefine her career and influence millions. After leaving rehab in 2011, Demi made a stunning return with her third studio album, Unbroken. The album was a statement of resilience and featured the hit single Skyscraper, a powerful anthem about rising from adversity. It marked a turning point in her career, less about Disney charm and more about realness, pain, and authenticity. With tracks that reflected her personal growth and newfound strength, Demi began to evolve from teen idol to a voice of empowerment. In 2013, she released her self-titled fourth album, Demi, which included hits like Heart Attack and Neon Lights. The album displayed a more mature sound and solidified her status as a pop powerhouse. That same year, she joined the judging panel of the X Factor USA, further expanding her presence in the music industry. Despite her success, Demi's struggles were far from over. Behind her polished performances and media appearances, she continued to wrestle with addiction and self-worth. In 2015, Demi released Confident, a bold, genre-blending album that earned her critical acclaim and a Grammy nomination. Songs like Cool for the Summer and Stone Cold showed off her vocal prowess and emotional depth. But even as she championed self-love and confidence in her music, privately she was fighting relapse and emotional instability. Her honesty in interviews, documentaries, and social media made her a relatable figure for fans navigating their own struggles. Her sixth album, Tell Me You Love Me 2017, featured the smash hit Sorry Not Sorry and marked another reinvention of her sound. The album was darker, sexier, and more introspective, dealing with themes of love, loss, and redemption. Around this time, Demi claimed to be sober, having supposedly overcome her addiction battles. However, the illusion of recovery began to crumble. On July 24, 2018, the world was shocked when news broke that Demi Lovato had been rushed to the hospital due to a near-fatal drug overdose. The overdose, caused by opioids laced with fentanyl, nearly took her life. She suffered multiple strokes and a heart attack and was left with partial brain damage and blind spots in her vision. The months that followed were harrowing, as she faced not only physical recovery, but also the emotional fallout of years of trauma and addiction. In 2020, she began her return to the public eye with a performance of the national anthem at the Super Bowl and a vulnerable single titled Anyone, which had been recorded just days before her overdose. The raw emotion in her voice moved millions. She later released I Love Me, a track about the battle between self-criticism and self-acceptance. In 2021, she released her seventh album, Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over, a companion piece to her documentary of the same name. The album and documentary laid bare her overdose, her ongoing recovery, her sexuality, and her identity. Demi came out as non-binary and changed their pronouns to they, later also using her. This period was one of profound introspection and honesty. Songs like Met Him Last Night and What Other People Say captured the conflict between public persona and private pain. In interviews and public appearances, Demi continued to advocate for mental health awareness, LGBTQ+ rights, and body positivity. She discussed the damaging effects of California sober, avoiding hard drugs, but using alcohol or marijuana, and announced she had recommitted to full sobriety. Her willingness to admit past mistakes and continuously evolve became a central part of her identity. In 2022, Demi made yet another musical transformation with her 8th studio album, Holy FVCK, returning to her rock roots with a gritty, punk-inspired sound. The album reflected rage, power, and liberation. It was both a musical exorcism and a rebirth. Tracks like 29 tackled the subject of age gap relationships with brutal honesty, while Skin of My Teeth addressed her overdose head-on. The raw energy and emotional candor of the album marked a turning point in her artistry. By 2023, Demi had embraced a balance between music, activism, and personal healing. She launched a podcast called 4D with Demi Lovato, where she discussed spirituality, identity, and mental health with celebrities and experts. The show was another avenue through which Demi connected deeply with her audience, always striving to share truth over perfection. Her impact extended beyond music. Demi was a vocal critic of unrealistic beauty standards, diet culture, and the pressures of fame. She partnered with mental health organizations, launched wellness platforms, and remained committed to helping others through their struggles. She also became a symbol of gender fluidity and sexual freedom, advocating for authenticity in all forms. As of 2025, Demi Lovato continues to push boundaries. With a memoir on the horizon, new music in development, and continued advocacy work, her journey is far from over. She stands as one of the most transparent, multifaceted, and resilient artists of her generation. More than just a pop star, Demi is a survivor, a fighter, and a beacon for those searching for hope in the darkest of places. Her legacy is one of transformation not just in the spotlight, but within herself. She has walked through fire and emerged not unscathed, but undeniably stronger. Her voice, both literal and metaphorical, resonates with anyone who has battled demons and dared to keep going. Demi Lovato's story is still unfolding, but if her past is any indication, the future holds more truth, more power, and more evolution. She is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a reminder that healing is not linear, and that through vulnerability, we find our greatest strength.